Hello everybody and welcome to Top Tier Tutorials episode 4 featuring the Chad Yoshimitsu himself, Mr. ayob00m.
Hi friends.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I have some renewed faith in this character as I used to be a Hody main. I was a Hody main for 5 days and then dropped the character for this character again. So feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good.
Well, as we were, setting up for the intro and letting people come into the chat, we were talking about some of his move names and some of the hilarious stuff that Yoshi has going on for him. And I mean, that alone should make you want to pick up Yoshimitsu. However, we have a long tutorial for you to let you know how to fight and how to counter Mr. Yoshimitsu. But first, we're going to give you a quick introduction, or rather Boom's going to give you a quick introduction about himself, his history, his Soulcalibur competitive career, and all of that. So Boom, take it away.
Yeah, so as you all know, I'm Boom. I started playing Calibur. I played Calibur 2 when I was younger. And my favorite character is actually Young Sung, for those that don't know. But Yoshimitsu's always been a cool character that I really enjoyed and really like to play as well. Calibur 4, that was when I started playing a little bit, not super competitively, but I started getting into the competitive scene and watching it and starting to understand and seeing high level players and stuff like that and watching streams. I wanted to play Young Sung, but he was trash. And then the reason why I picked Yoshimitsu in 4 was actually because I was playing as Siegfried against the Yoshimitsu player online, and back then you had ranked voice chat, right? And so Yoshimitsu was like laughing and the dude was laughing and I couldn't tell which was which. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up this character in this game to see like if he was laughing or the guy was laughing. And then I just loved the character after that. So I play him one because Young Sung's not in the game, and two, I just love this character. I love his aesthetic. I played him in Caliber 5. He's back in Caliber 6, and his playstyle is something that I really come to love and enjoy. And he's allowed me to express myself in ways I never thought was imaginable by picking this character. So he's got a special place in my heart, in my life, no matter if Young Sung comes back or not. So
Amazing. I mean, I was a Young Sung player myself back in the good old days of Soulcalibur, but like you say, he was a little bit wank.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite up to scratch. So you picked Yoshi, and to be honest, pretty solid choice. I love this character. But enough of the gushing. We're going to get into the actual technical aspect of why we've got Boom on here today. The first section we're going to talk about is the Yoshimitsu playstyle. So Boom, let us know.
Okay, so there's a lot of like Yoshimitsu play styles out there. No one Yoshimitsu plays the same, right? Which is very magical. It means the character has a lot of depth and has a lot of options, right? Normally people, they see the Yoshimitsu that's like the full crouch 3K. Oh, what am I gonna do this time? Oh, that's not 3B. Oh, 3B, ha, mixed you up, ha ha. This character's for Gerbers and babies, right? But that's not really all Yoshimitsu is, right? Yoshimitsu's he's actually like quite well-rounded. He's got a very interesting kit. He's got pretty decently ranged normals with 4K, 4KB, 2B, stuff like that. Even B-side A at times. He has a really good mix-up game. Obviously, as you guys know, he's got a really good punishment game as well. And I think really the goal of this character really is to be as well-rounded as possible. This character is just surprisingly well-rounded. So while you have the mix and you have the neutral to kind of contend with a lot of other characters, the best playstyle for this character I think is to just be able to use all of that in one, which makes him a very difficult character. A lot of Yoshimitsu players get hung up on I don't know how to do neutral, but they know how to do the mix well, or I don't know how to defend against Yoshimitsu, but I know how to do offense well. And so this character actually requires a lot of time and effort. And I think kind of to circle things back, I think definitely the ideal playstyle for this character is definitely having something that's a well-rounded, a jack of all trades, master of none kind of playstyle that allows you to take control of his full kit rather than just his ability to mix you.
Very well put, Boo. I mean, before once I approached you about this TTT, and I told you to keep it succinct, and then you said to me, "Hey, you told me to keep it short. Here's an essay." But to be honest, if every single section is as good as this, I don't really care. Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Boom. So we're going to get on to even more of the technical aspect of Yoshi. We're moving on to his strengths, weaknesses, and his counterplay. So, as you may know if you play Soulcalibur for more than 5 minutes, Yoshi is a very polarizing character. Mr. ayob00m over here thinks that Yoshi is actually in the top 5 position, which is a pretty respectable position for a character to be in. And most people think he's in a mid-tier position. But you are the person we have here today. Let us know your thoughts on his strengths, weaknesses, and his counterplay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So first of all, I think Yoshi's top 5. You don't think he's top 5? You're actually just bugging out of your mind. Second of all, let's talk strengths, right? Let's talk about what this character does well. Obviously, the first thing you think Yoshimitsu, you think mix. People think Yoshimitsu, they think of someone who eats crayons, right? That's what the character's good at. He mixes you up very well. He's got plus on block stance transitions with 6A plus B and Flea 6A and things like that. He's got stuff to mix you in his stances, right? Like he's made to mix you. Another one of his strengths is actually his punishment game. He's got some good punishment once you hit like 14. He's got a 3AB, which is 36 damage. I think it's plus 6 on hit, which also by the way wall splats. So you can get a ridiculous combo there. His I-16 punishment with meter is 36 with a 6. Well, without meter is 36, but with meter, it turns into a 59 damage punish, which is really good. 18, you can do the same thing. You also do 4KB. You also get 3B, which if you do 3B into Dragonfly A plus B, 57 damage for I-18 Punisher, which ironically, more characters have I-20 launchers and I-18 launchers, so that's something to keep in mind. His 3B also is a mix-up on block, so that if you do want to play that, you can do that there. And his punishment game is just really good. One of the good things about Yoshimitsu is his movement. His movement is absolutely like pretty dang good. His side step's really good. His back step's really good. His back step cancels really good. His dash is really good. This character has really good movement. There's not really much to say about that. His defensive capabilities as well. His defensive capabilities is really good. Flash and spin are 2 defensive moves that allow you to get out of things that other characters just cannot do. Certain things like Mitsu 4KB, you're able to spin that. Like not a lot of characters can sidestep that. There are certain soul charge things like Sophia's 4A plus B, 4A plus B, the soul charge one. You can spin that. Not everyone can do anything about that. Only other character that can do stuff about that is Raph, right? Flash. So you think about Flash, there's certain instances like when Cervantes does a 214B or 236B in soul charge, where he does like the old Brave Edge from Caliber 5.
236, isn't it? 236.
I think it's 236.
Yeah.
You can flash and force a mix up there, right? After Cervantes' A plus B, you can flash and force a mix up there, right? There's so many defensive capabilities that this character has that it's really like underrated or undervalued, but it's necessary for the to put the character up there, right? You duck a throw, you can actually flash lethal hit punish it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. This character's damage is ridiculous. I think there's every single lethal hit, every single useful lethal hit that he has does at least 75 damage or above. Ooh. Right? It's like, you talk about Mitsu's got like 2-2A and stuff like that, but like Yoshimitsu's lethal hit game is actually like they're a little bit more niche, but like when he hits you with that stuff, you actually just like die. The character's damage is insane. His wall carry is insane. Do I even have to mention his ring out game being insane? This character has a lot of strengths that to allow you to kind of freeze up versus this character. One of the lesser known strengths about this character is he's very good at stopping horizontal movement. Right, this character is built on if you want to sidestep versus this character, you're taking a huge risk. Everything that he has to stop sidestep like kind of hurts, right? He can hit confirm that in the 38 damage, which is kind of like okay. He can also do 4A Brave Edge and get like I don't know what is this like 87 damage, 89 damage. My bad. You know, if he gets the back turn version, he gets 90 damage, stuff like that. He's also got full cross GK, which puts you in the faded Yoshi mix. You know what I mean? He also has a 4-4A, which is safe, which has tech traps that do over. How much does it? How much does it do?
And them damage lowdowns, bro.
Yeah, it does like 104 damage if you decide to tech and stuff like that. Like, this kid, yeah, this character has very good horizontal movement very very well, right? So that's like all of his strengths. Well, not all of his strengths, but a lot of his strengths. He's got good tech cross stuff. Yeah. Let's talk about his weaknesses.
Zero, none. Next section.
He's got weaknesses. He's not a very traditional character. And what I mean by that is this, right? A lot of characters, a lot of players, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I can AA. It's my turn." That's -2 or -4. My bad. It's -4, right? It's not necessarily quote unquote your turn, right? His BB is 0 on hit, right? It's not necessarily your turn. 3A by itself is either -4 or -6. Not really your turn for a good poke like that. It's not. It's very hard to play this character like outside of a stance, right? Which makes him very high committal. Like sometimes you just have to overcommit as a Yoshimitsu player, simply because just the nature of the character. Like all his plus frames are in stances, right? So this is like I don't know, +8 for who knows why that's +8, but it's +8, but it's in a stance, right? This is plus a bajillion. His plus stuff on block is from stance, right? Let's go ahead and set them to.
Dear Okubo, can we please get a plus a bajillion counter? That'd be great.
I mean, pretty much. Like this is +4. This is plus. I think it's like I forget how plus it is, but it's not like Med K. It's actually more. It's actually safer than Med K. He's like his plus frames are in stances, which requires you to like be wary of how your opponent is playing, but also it forces you to use stances if you want to spice up your game, right? Mm-hmm. He also has trouble catching backstep. In order to catch backstep, you have to overcommit, and you're like, oh well, like what are you talking about, Boom? He has this move that counter hits you for the lethal hits you for doing literally anything, but in reality, it's not really that good to catch backstep because there's a thing called backstepping in this game. So it's really hard for him to catch backstep after certain things. Like one of his good moves is 1K, or not, it's not 1K, 1K, which is 0 on hit, -14 low, that sets up a lot of stuff. But like some characters can backstep out of every single follow up that you can do, like Ivy, or Nightmare, or Hildy. And it's very hard to like catch their backstep, which means you have to overcommit, right? Also with him being like so focused on stances, if a character has a good way to deal with those stances, he most likely probably loses that matchup. Like for example, Taki. Taki seems like a winning matchup at first because you have the frames to scrap with her. She can't really run away from you, so you can kind of don't really have to deal with backstep. But the fact that she deletes all your stances, it just makes the matchup just unfun. And she punishes you hard for anything that you do. Yoshimitsu is not necessarily an unsafe character. He really gets unsafe when you start doing like either full crouch 3K or 3B, or you go into stances to start your offense. And that's where Yoshimitsu is really quote unquote unsafe. And Taki is one of the characters that really gets to exploit that very, very well. Right? So yeah, that's kind of it's really hard for him to kind of enforce his stance game versus that. Also some of his lethal, he's got some good lethal hits like 214A. He's also got 44BB, which is really really good lethal. You probably see the most often. He's also got flash lethal hit, which is got better, but also is still pretty trash. You know what I mean? He's got 4A plus B, which is really good. Also, another strength is that he's very RE safe for some reason. I don't know, because spin. We're talking about the evasive capabilities on spin that makes him very RE safe. 4K lethal hit. Thanks chat for that. It's like really really good. But then there's some lethal hits that are just like shark attack. Like I don't understand why they thought it would just be okay just doing lows, because it's very niche. Which is fine. And then 6A lethal hit, which if you ever get a 6A lethal hit in a competitive setting, I'll give you $5. I just don't think that lethal hit makes sense.
Only 5?
Only 5, yeah. I'll give you $7 because that's how many soul steals it requires.
Hey,
Right?
there we go.
I'll give you 7. I'll give you 7 of 7. Like, you know, it's just not a very it's just not a very good lethal hit, right? So some of them are very lacking. Also, another issue with this character is that sometimes he has a hard time dealing with rolls, right? And he has a hard time doing combos on certain opponents, certain characters like Valdo or any female character. Any female character, his 3B game gets like really like bad, right? Because you never know if you never know if 3B is gonna whiff or not. And then like certain characters like Valdo just messes up his combos for literally no reason. It's just not fun. But other than that, he's pretty well rounded. He's doesn't have too many more weaknesses other than the ones that I mentioned. He's actually a pretty solid character in my opinion. So.
Okay. So you've gone over his weaknesses and his strengths, but what about his counterplay? I see a very specific section here regarding that.
Yeah. So counterplay, it really counterplay is.
I can hear the smile through the microphone. I can feel it.
If you want to counterplay this character, pick Ivy or Girl. They stop him from moving in. They really keep him out from doing his things. Backstepping is really hard for him to deal with as well. Ivy just hits B+K and stops all your stance pressure. Geralt goes Yurden or just does like 3 airs, single B, and stuff like that. Yeah. Serious counterplay against this character is you have to understand the certain situation that Yoshimitsu wants to put you in, right? One of the most important situations is Med-K on block, post Med-K. There are certain characters that deal with this very well. There are certain characters that don't deal with this very well. Having something that is an advancing tech crouching mid that's really fast works very well versus that. Also, counterplaying this character is box stepping. Box stepping is one way to make this character struggle a bit. Another way to deal with this character is because his frame advantage is not so standard. You can actually mash, right? So because this is like -4 on hit, it's your turn, right? But also if all his frame advantage are in stances, right? Either I'm doing a raw stance, which is which I'm taking a mental frame advantage, which technically you can still mash, or you're doing something like on block, which technically you can still mash. You just have to mash the right thing, right? So I think more of an active defense versus Yoshi is very good because if Yoshimitsu ever gets you doing this, the only way you're out, getting out of the situation, is by guessing right on the mix-up, or dying. Right? There's really only 2 ways to do it. You know, I think
no other options.
Yeah. Also, Guilu mentioned a good point. His guard break game is probably one of the best in the game. It's really stupid. 16% plus on block in the stance move. What else is there? That's a safe string, -17. If you get hit, you get launched. Safe horizontal. Technically, it's horizontal vertical mid that tracks to one side. It's really stupid.
Vertical. I love that.
4 plus B, 9%. All this stuff is 9%. And when he breaks your guard, let's see if I can set him up to breaking the guard real quick.
A lethal hit that we all love to see.
Yep. Into literally whatever you want. You know, if you need to switch your angle a little bit, you have all the time in the world to switch your angle and stuff like that. So yeah, but back to counterplay, most of it is just being very active on defense, being very active with your movement. Yoshimitsu has to overcommit to catch your movement and stuff like that. And also mashing. You know, kind of mashing. When Yoshimitsu hits you with something that's not in a stance, is more likely than not your turn. So it's kind of okay to really be active in mash versus him. So and box stepping. Those are really the big things to kind of play Yoshimitsu. Just don't let him get in your head. The whole reason why I play this character is to make my opponent look stupid. I want my opponent to feel like he doesn't, like in a tournament setting, whenever I play Yoshimitsu, I want my opponent to feel like they never want to play the game ever again. And that requires mental conditioning and mental things like that. So don't allow yourself to get mentally conditioned by this character. Which means be active and fight. Sometimes you can scrap with this character.
So if you don't get mentally conditioned, is he bottom 5?
No, he still has tools to like maneuver. You know, people who don't get mentally conditioned. He has good movement, which you can use good. His spacing tools are really good. His guard break game is really good. So he has ways to deal with people who don't get mentally frustrated. So, which is why I think he's a very good character.
Okay.
He still had, no matter whether you get mentally frustrated or not, you still have to deal with full cross 3K or mid. You know, no matter who you are. It's just pigeonholing his game to one mix up instead of 70,000 you have to guess between. Is a lot is probably better. So.
Wonderful. Well, that does it for his strengths, weaknesses, and counterplay. I'm loving how full all of these sections are, and you're blazing through them as well. It's wonderful. Great.
Oh, appreciate that.
So we're moving on to our next section: combos, tech traps, and frame traps. I know it's the other way around on the screen, but you can imagine it was flipped upside down. So as Boom was saying earlier in the tutorial. Dude has crazy damage, and on some of his combos, especially one of the tech traps that he showed you, does about 100 and something damage.
104.
Which is 100, yeah, just a casual 104 damage. But he's got a list of those most important combos, including basic war combos. So, Mr. Boom, tell us what to do.
So everybody knows combos are not my strong suit, right? I'm so bad at combos. I'm very good at neutral and bad at combos. So I saw this section and I was like, I don't know what to put. I really just don't know what to put. But I can give you some sort of combos and some sort of situations that are
noticing a lack of seppuku combos in this list as well. But I'm not gonna hold it against you. Not gonna hold it against you.
It is what it is. But it really so combos with Yoshimitsu really serve a lot of different purposes, right? And when it comes to combos, it really depends on what moves you are using. Which reminds me, I have a list of top 10 moves that I probably should go over at some point if you want me to do that too.
Yes, please.
But it really depends on what moves you're doing and where you are at on the screen and who you're fighting, right? His combo game is very surprisingly complicated, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with 4-4K, right? 4-4K is a good move. It's super tech crouch. It's -10. Launches on normal hit. It's really good. Meterless, you can do 4-4K and a 2-6 KK, which is I think that's the max damage meterless. I like to personally do this because it's weird and it gives me a different Oki situation. It also just puts me in a position. It changes the map so much, the positioning. That's why I like to use it a lot. You also have a 4-4K into 9K to 6K Brave Edge if you want to use meter. You have 4-4K into a 6-6B into 3B if you really want to do that one. You can also do 4-4K 9K into A6. Really, the staple that really it comes down to this. Every single launch that you get that's not from 3B or Flea B, you have a few choices. You can either do the max meterless damage. Okay, I'm not okay. It's combos. I'm not okay. You can do the max meterless one, which for 4-4K is 2-6 KK. But for things like Flea B, it might be 6K or A6 into 3B if you want Oki. Or you do a launcher into 6K Brave Edge, which is the most you're gonna get for your meter on most of your launches. Or if you have the faded 2-2B, you can do 4A Brave Edge into Dragonfly A if you really want to. If you really want that reverse ring out, right? Or you can do 2-2B into 4A Brave Edge. Let's see if I can get it. Nope. I can't do it.
What?
I can't do it. I'm so bad at combos! Here, I'll do this one.
Anybody got Gio's number?
You could do 4A A plus B into you. Okay, so when you do 4A plus B, you have to hold a direction. You have to hold a direction in order to get Dragonfly A or 4B plus K. You have to hold a direction in order to do that. You have to hold up or down. There are some weird wiggles that are you do 8, 2, 1, 3, 4, 7, and then you do it, but we're not about that. but that's really like it really depends on what you want to do. Any launcher you get, you have to make a choice of whether you're going to use meteor or not use meteor. If that makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
I can talk about the combos that I like to use.
Yeah, of course.
So for different purposes, I like to use 3BB because it doesn't do as much as Dragonfly 3B Dragonfly A or 3B Dragonfly A plus B. But what it does do is it gives you an untechable knockdown where the opponent's close to your face and they have to hold a mix up, right? That's why I like to do that combo. The Oki is just really, really good. Full 4K, I like to do Shark Attack because I think it's just funny to use. And sometimes it can wall splat. I think it wall splatted during Beer League the other day. And I was like, why? Sometimes it wall splats. Sometimes it doesn't. What else is there? Wall Rising B on counter hit is good. You can do 9K and a 6K Brave Edge if you really want to. You can also do Wall Rising B into 4A plus B into whatever you want. You can also do into A6, which A6 gives you interesting Oki situation. 6A plus B. So this is one of the things you have to counter hit confirm, which I'm still not good at. If you do if you get natural hit 6A plus B, you can do into Flea B into 6K Brave Edge. If you get the counter hit version, you can do Flea B hold and the IMCF into RCC B slide A, which I'm surprised I got that on the first try. Maybe I am good at combos, but that's also another thing that I know, right? That's also something else you have to understand about Yoshimitsu is there are two things that make his combos really hard, or not really hard, but really annoying. One is a recovery crouch cancel, which, so for example, we'll do a simple RCC combo. Doing full crouch 3K into 3B is not a combo unless you RCC, right? So when it comes to RCC versus recover crouch cancel, during the ending animation of your full crouch 3K, you want to hit any direction that does not have a down input in it. So you can hit 4, you can hit 7, you can hit 8, you can hit 9, you can hit 6. But you can't hit 1, 2, or 3, which is down, back, down, or down forward. You cannot hit those. So full crouch 3K at the end of my full crouch 3K, I like to use back as my RCC button from RCC direction, and quickly going to 3B after that is really important to have that combo at all. That's one thing that Yoshimitsu players ask me all the time. You also do the same thing for MCF into B side A. For this one, someone taught me a trick. You do MCF, and then I like to do back forward B side A to kind of maintain the timing to do that combo. But yeah, that's pretty much RCC in a nutshell.
And that RCC cancel with the dick punch into anime, that's a 1-frame link, right? Like you have to do it within 1 frame.
Technically, it's a 2-frame link, but I think the RCC makes it 1 frame.
Okay.
Because technically, you can do MCF into full crouch 3A, which is I-16, which means MCF on counter hit is plus 16.
Okay. We got people in the chat. I think it's 2. I think it's Abby thought it was 3.
Oh, it's I-14. I'm an idiot. It's I-14.
Dre thought it was 4.
Which you can 6 is K. You can 6 is K, which makes it I-16. Because you can yeah, you can 6 is K, which makes I-16. Can you yeah, it's I-16. Full crouch 3A is I-14. It's -16, I-14. But you can MCF and assist is K next to the wall, which makes MCF on counter hit I-16. And that combos.
There you go.
So yeah. But yeah, yes.
Okay, and what about some of his wall combos? Well,
oh god.
I mean, to be fair, his wall combos and his ring out combos, I think we need to see both of them. Boom. I think we do.
His ring out combos?
I mean, the 2 that he has, sure, and this very specific one on the Yoshi Island. But you know, this is meant to be an in-depth tutorial. Right. We gotta see him.
All right. So okay. So obviously you guys know the 2-2B, 4A plus B, in a Dragonfly A is obviously a ring out combo, right? If you don't have enough, if you think you're too far away, you can test your luck with Shark Attack, right? Which it's a little bit further than Dragonfly A, but you're probably gonna ring yourself out, as I will demonstrate, as I've done plenty of times in tournament sets. Give me one sec. Sometimes you ring yourself out, but luckily I'm not ringing myself out. But yeah, that's also an option. Another option, another way to get the reverse ring out is actually while Rising V counter hit. It's also another way to get the reverse ring out, which people don't really understand or don't really know. You can also get some funky, like, weird side ring outs too, if you like, get this lined up and then do this, stuff like that. It's really weird. But that's just his reverse ring outs. You want to talk about? Let's talk about his front ring outs. Right? I think people don't complain about this enough, but I think people should start complaining about this. So peep where I am.
Don't say that, but sure.
So just look where I am, right? Let me go ahead and see if I can set this up right.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, I didn't set it up right. That's pretty darn close, right? If I, maybe
Great stage carry.
see, I'll just do it straight on. I messed it up, but yes, that would have been a ring out if that wasn't a mess up. Okay, his front ring out game really starts with full 4 BB on counter hit, and then Sis's A to kind of carry them wherever he wants them to go. Which also goes into, I think I can carry him to the wall from here. Let me see. Yeah, almost to the wall.
Oh yeah. I mean, so if you're a couple of steps closer, you definitely got a wall combo off of a lethal hit in middle of the stage.
Yeah, you can do something like this. Not optimal, but definitely not optimal, but something you can look at.
Experiment. And for the 4/4 BA, yeah, there it is.
Something like that, right?
No.
But yeah, 4/4 BB is also very good. Also, that's something that's new to season 2 is the ability to like do 4/4K and then flash, right? So flash on airborne opponents allows you to actually ring them out, which is very good on short walls, right? Which I will show you once I switch the stage.
We know where we're going with this one.
Yeah, I will show you because it's really cool and really really good. I mean, fine, okay, fine. We'll go here. We'll put on the through molten caves thing. We'll do it like that. We'll do it like this. You know what I'm saying?
We had to see it at some point. It had to come out.
Yeah. I know. So I don't know. I'm just gonna. It didn't ring out. What the?
Damn. Boom can't do combos.
I can't. There you go. There's one.
So disgusting. It's so cool to see though.
Yeah, it's really cool is an understatement, okay?
True.
But yeah, that's kind of a part of his ring out game as well. Wall combos. Let's do some wall combos. If you're gonna ask me about soul charge wall combos, don't. If you're gonna ask me about decent wall combos that are
okay, so I think everybody wants to know about soul charge wall combos, Boom. So after these
I like to use one soul charge wall combo and it drops every single time, so I really don't know if you want to see that.
Maybe as a treat at the end, we'll watch you try and do that soul charge combo.
Sure. Okay, so let's just maybe like most of the time you're gonna get a wall splat. You're probably gonna get an A Brave Edge, right? So, which is pretty cool. which is not max damage, but 120 for I-10 horizontal is not bad at all, right? Another good wall starter is Sis's K, which is good because it steps to one side. You can't step it to one side. It's not the right ender, but yeah, talking about combos and doing them is hard. So I'm gonna do Sis's K, 2A plus 2 Sis's K, 6A plus B, Flee B hold, MCF, Sis's K, 6A, 3AA.
Make sure you got that down, guys.
And as you can see, I can ring and modify decided to. That is 122, right? For no bar, right? There's also some cool things you can do on the wall. There's also the other one, right? Which is, you know, any wall splat into hold on. Into this.
Yeah, that's the classic.
You can then do this if you really want to and get meter for it. 128, not a big deal. As well. I don't know how I did. What else is there? Styling. I'm trying, man. Combos are the hardest part for me. You really don't even understand. Stuff like that. You can also get like a counter hit while rising B to get to wall splat, which I don't even know what to do here. Maybe like this. Trash combo, but something like that. Most often than not, you're either going to want to, if you get a wall splat, you're going to want to MCF into while rising B, into 4-4-BA, which gives you this, and you can choose whatever you want.
4-4-A-B scaling is ridiculous.
It used to just not scale.
Boom, we're getting requests for combos, so after you've shown off the ones that you want to do, I think we should take some requests for the end of the stream just to make sure.
Sure, we can try. Yeah, it really depends on, if you don't want to get into the specifics of Yoshi wall combos, you want to get a wall splat MCF while rising B into 4-4-BA, into whatever you want, or if you have certain wall splats, you can 6A plus B, Flee B hold, MCF, 6K again into 6A into 3AA if you want meter, or you can spend your meter with like 6K Brave Edge if you really wanted to. His best wall splat that gives him the most amount of time is probably 9K, because then you can go into Med K and do stuff like this. But I don't really like that. Even though I probably should do that because it's a lot easier than trying to sidestep MCF. Though I will warn you, some of Yoshi's combos do realign very awkwardly. So for the combo enthusiasts out there, the people that think that I can't do combos, I can't lab combos, I don't lab combos, I can't do combos, but I do lab them. One of the things you have to get used to is doing a slight sidestep before you MCF, because that makes his alignment a lot better, right? Especially on certain walls. Like, you see how like I'm slightly off to the right? If I like do it properly, I can maintain like a straight on line to the wall because I did a slight sidestep before I did MCF. But yeah, the core of his combos is pretty much that. You get a wall splat, you either choose the MCF into while rising B, into 4-4-BA, or you do wall splat, 6A plus B, Flee B hold in the MCF into 6K again, or into not 6K again. Though that's really the formula for his wall combos. Everything else is optimization, which you don't really need to do a Yoshimitsu because he still does a lot of damage. Even though my baby wall combos at least reach 100 damage. But at the end of the day, you probably want to learn the optimal combos, which I do not have for you because I am not I do not like combos.
Well, I guess that's fair. And I mean, there's Yoshi combos all over the place. I mean, if you check on Twitter from Yoshi players like Wish and Seiwen and Gio and Dom, you know, they're literally all over the place. And there's a Yoshi Discord, the link of which I think Boom was going to send over to me so I can put it in the chat, or anybody else who's in the Yoshi Discord can put it in there as well. You know, there's loads of resources out there. Cool. So are there any more combos that you wanted to show us off, or are you good to move on to the next section?
I'd rather just talk about useful moves.
All right. Well, I mean, we still got tech traps and frame traps to go.
Oh yeah. Tech traps and frame traps. I totally forgot tech traps and
Yeah.
frame traps. Yeah. Sure. We can do that.
Nice, nice.
So this is where we start getting into Yoshimitsu specifics. Or player differences and stuff like that. Which is very interesting as far as when you come to certain Yoshimitsu players. Certain Yoshimitsu players do certain frame traps and tech traps. Other players don't. I'm gonna show you the ones that I like to use that I think are better, that complement me.
Straight
That's my
from the
goal.
brain of Boom.
So one, I picked Ephemeral Dream. You guys are lucky. Two, okay, so when it comes to frame traps, we'll do frame traps first. When it comes to frame traps, it's kind of hard to frame trap with this character because the traditional frame advantage isn't there. But at the same time, it's not hard to frame trap with this character because the traditional frame advantage isn't there. What I mean by that is this:
The most of the oxymorons I think I've ever heard.
yes, Yoshimitsu is you have to know numbers to play this character efficiently, right?
Okay.
What I mean by that is this. Let me go ahead and break something down for you, right?
Break it down.
So technically, this doesn't work, right? Because you guys don't know, you need 8 frames to be able to 2A under something, right? So Yoshimitsu Sisters K is, I think it's like minus, is it -6? Yeah, -6, right? So technically, you can make it a quote-unquote frame trap if you know your opponent's gonna do a 14 frame high or anything like that, right? Doing frame traps at negative is like really the most you're gonna get in neutral, right?
It's the
You know,
Giga Brain.
yeah, like doing 1K into AA technically is a frame trap, right? For most characters, because most characters have I-12 AA, but like no one really AAs there. People just 2A to go under your AA, so it's really hard to like quote unquote frame trap them, right? So like you can frame trap them doing stuff like this, right? So like if you 1K them, I know they're gonna do something like that. You can 2 this is K over them. It's really more, his frame traps are more evasive when it comes to neutral. Now, when you like get into stance, you can frame trap all day. You know, Dragonfly K is what? Chat -8, so they can't really do anything and they get counter hit for like God knows why. Dragonfly A into 3AA is pretty good too. I don't think they can backstep that because you're too much. Yep, get counter hit, stuff like that. Dragonfly A is good. Or Dragonfly K. The more traditional frame traps you're gonna see are gonna be through stances. So like if you do like 6A plus B into Flea B and I try to mash my I-10, my superior I-10, well I gotta block first. Try to mash my superior I-10, I get counter hit. Right? Stuff like that. Flea K into Med K is a frame trap. Can't do my
One that you see very often as well.
Yeah.
Mid-K into Flea K
right.
into Mid-K.
I-12s beat that, but they have to do I-12 something, I-12 mid because it goes under 2As. But we have ways to like, you know, make them reconsider that with the parry, right? And you get lethal hit, right? Things like that.
Give him a spinal tap.
Yeah. Stuff like that. There's not really a lot of frame trapping you're gonna do with Yoshimitsu. A lot of Yoshimitsu is just counter hit confirming. Which I guess I should talk about now. The way that I counter hit confirm is you see that blue spark that comes out of the opponent when they get counter hit? When I see that spark, I just hit the button, right? Which it takes a little bit of practice to do, but like if you hit them without counter hit, there's no blue spark, right? But you see the spark, you hit it, it's good. This is very important because you can counter hit confirm BBB, you can counter hit confirm 3AB, you can counter hit confirm door knocker into like ridiculous amounts of damage. I think it's like yeah, 88 damage. You can counter hit confirm that. It's really good. Um, but his frame traps aren't really the greatest. His tech traps, it really depends on who you talk to, right?
But we're talking to you, Boom. So what do you think?
There are a few tech traps that I kind of lean on. One of the cool things, one of the ones that I lean on is whenever I hit a flea plus B, I like the BBB, right? Because it's two meter steals, which brings me closer to that patented
That cheeky 6A lethal.
6A lethal hit, yeah. Catches all directions.
So what's interesting for that, because I never actually noticed, is that on counter hit, normally on BBB, you get the lethal hit, right? If they've got 2 bars. But because you've already had an interaction, you just get a drain.
Correct. If you have an interaction, and they have 2 bars, you do not get the lethal hit on BBB.
Okay, I actually never knew that. So at least I'm learning this stuff now as well.
Yeah, that's one of the tech traps I like to do. Another tech trap that I like to do that a lot of people don't do is that one. It catches everything except for left tech. I think back tech. But it's still really good in my opinion. If they back tech, you can 4K beat. There are options there. But that's one of the lesser known ones. One of the more known ones is 4-4A and the 6A plus B until literally your life is just deleted.
Yeah, for sure.
It just is what it is. You can't tech left here. I am a liar. You can't tech left there. There's one way you can tech. I think it's back. I think back tech at tip range, you can back tech. But other than that, if they hit you with this, you're just dead. Really good tech trap. I use all the time. Yeah, it's really, really good. Things I like to do that aren't tech traps, but are like kind of cheeky. Is that
you love to see it?
No one ever does the right response, which I think you just tech forward and mash, or tech forward and step, or tech forward and soul chart. I don't even know the right response, but no one does the right response. So just like everyone just does it. Everyone just gets hit by it. It's fantastic.
It's kind of a similar situation to when Sophie and Cass do their unblockable setups.
Yeah,
basically tech forward to get up quicker, then you mash at something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You can also do it at the end of the wall combo, which is I keep autopiloting into the optimal wall combo. Help.
Well, no, don't help. That's a good.
No, please.
It's a good idea that you autopilot into the optimal. Boing.
Same thing there. That's kind of like what I like to do. Also, something that Gio came up with and deserves a credit for is after certain knockdowns, you can actually trooper roll and follow their tech.
Oh, I have seen that, yeah.
So something like you follow their tech. It works better if they're face down. Okay, where's Yoshi's back? Where's his back?
I remember you've been having trouble with this.
Where's his back?
When you try and lap stuff. There you go.
Yeah, you can follow their tech. They can't really do much. They can tech forward in RI or tech forward in Soul Charge, but nobody does that. So it's pretty good. Another one of my favorite tech traps is this. Doesn't catch back, but I'm pretty sure it catches everything else.
Oh, that's
my
mad.
favorite tech trap. Yeah, really, really sick. Really cool tech trap. Another good tech trap to use is not that. That's not the tech trap to use. I don't think it catches right, but I'm showing all the ways to get out of my tech traps.
I mean, you know, the point of the TTT is to show how to play as, but how to also counter. You're doing buff-ass producers work right now.
Fair. Those are really the tech traps I like to use. I don't really like to use a lot of tech traps. I don't really use a lot of tech traps like that. A lot of the things I do are like dead traps or like, are you going to mash here or not? Do the right wiggle. Yeah, this is like, that's like one of the tech traps where like when you do this, the full for A plus B, you have to like do the certain wiggle, right? This character is actually just like low key ridiculously insane, but yeah, that's about that's wiggle wiggle. That's really about it for tech traps that Yoshi has. There's a lot of like dead traps and force blocks that he has, but there's not a lot of another one I guess you can do is that one, right? Which that's a tech trap, but you can tech backwards after that, and you won't get hit by it. Other than that, yeah, there's not really a lot of tech traps I like to use. Tech traps that are like very important for his gameplay.
Yeah.
Really
Okay.
all there is.
Nice. That was a pretty decent section. A lot of information that you could take away from. So we're going to move on to the couple of sections which are the most contentious, just by their very nature. The first one is going to be Yoshimitsu's matchups. So now I'm sure anybody who's a fighting game veteran, or even if they've picked up a fighting game for the first time, they'll hear the term matchups and tier lists and wonder what they mean. And they are pretty much wholly subjective, apart from a couple of things like, the community agrees that Raphael is insane and possibly top 1. The community in Tekken agrees that Leroy is consistently top 5. There's stuff like that. But Boom has some of the hottest takes I've ever seen regarding Yoshimitsu, regarding Yoshimitsu and the mashup spread. So Mr. Boom, prepared to be crucified. Take it away.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So we're gonna pick Yoshimitsu just so we know that he's there on the screen. Alright. There are two matchups that I think are unwinnable. Not unwinnable, but super annoying. First one is Ivy, okay? Think about Ivy is that like she deletes your pressure by hitting 4. She keeps you out by hitting 4. She summons sufferings you and CS's you and then hits 4. During all your stance mix-ups, she hits 4 or B plus K. It's just really hard to fight this character with Yoshimitsu. It's actually just unfun. You can't even do any stance mix-ups versus her because she presses B plus K or 4. But fun fact, this is one of the 3 matchups where Yoshimitsu C actually is worth it, So I mean, yay, I guess. It's probably 6-4. Probably not. It's not a 7-3. It's probably 6-4. There are creative things you can do in the matchup, like you can death copter, you can teleport in with your meditation teleport, but like it's not really like useful. It's just you just have to out gimmick this character. Like you have to like put your mouth in a water fountain versus this character. That I don't like that. I will more often than not counterpick this matchup in tournament 100% of the time. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Next bad matchup, The Witcher Geralt. So let me tell you how this matchup goes. You never get in, he just outpokes you and then you die. He's got good punishes on certain things like your full crouch 3K and stuff like that. If we get him to like actually block a med K, then like the matchup's actually doable, right? We can kind of get in and like do stuff, but like the fact that like the way that we have to play against this character, our neutral game without stances is doesn't have a lot of frame advantage to kind of press versus Geralt, and the fact that Geralt doesn't have a lot of frame advantage, it just gives him more reason to press. And he keeps us out very well. We're always guessing, and then like you get in, he just goes Yurt, and you're just like, well, what was even the point of playing this? Also, he has R to stop you from your mix-ups. Yoshimitsu's Soul Charge is one of the best Soul Charges in the game, but Geralt is just like, hey, go ahead and Soul Charge so I can get more damage. Fantastic. It's just not fun to fight this character. This is a matchup that I do counterpick, but I actually wouldn't mind playing Yoshimitsu into this matchup. Because it is winnable. It's just very hard. Those are probably Yoshimitsu's 2 hardest matchups, right? Which is Ivy and Geralt.
Pretty much a reflection of what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a reiteration.
kind of slightly hard matchups, but not completely unwinnable. Taki, once again, she deletes your stance pressure. She punishes everything you do for like 40 damage in a mix-up. 3B like deletes med K on block. Meki deletes med K on block. 2A slide B or 2B slide A. I forget the notation. You can't med K versus her. Everything that's -10 is now you're in danger because you might get A6'd into death. And Yoshimitsu has a lot of -10 things like 4K and while rising B and stuff like that. 4K, 4K is -8, I think. But yeah, it's just not fun. The one saving grace in this matchup is you can kind of keep her out, but then she just goes 6/6 A plus B. And you're just like, wow, this is just not unfun, and I don't want to play this matchup ever again. She deletes your Oki by hitting B plus K on the ground. It's just really annoying. She can mash more than you. It's just not fun, dude. It's actually just not fun. Another hard matchup is Mitsurugi. Not much to say about this matchup except that he outspaces you and has a more threatening mix-up at times where you don't. So if you're in neutral versus like Mitsu and you're guarding and he's guarding, he 1BBs you or he 3Bs you and lethal hits you, or you have to set yours up, right? His spacing is really good. He just hits 4 and deletes a lot of your pressure. It's not hard for Mitsu to stop. Like the thing that makes Mitsu like hard to play is that he's able to stop movement. But like with Yoshimitsu, when you have buttons that don't really enforce frame advantage and need to go in a stance, it's not really hard for Mitsu to stop your movement, right? So you're just trying to get in, he's just running away. It's just very, very, very hard for you to get in. So it's not like 6'4 Mitsu, it's like 5.5 Mitsu. His soul charge does what yours does, except like for babies. It's just really annoying. He's just way more explosive than you, but you can win. If you do get him to block something like a med K, you are able to kind of mix him up and stuff like that. His punishment game is kind of like it's decent. It's like decent versus Yoshi stuff, but like actually it's kind of really good versus Yoshi stuff. So it's like really it's just way more annoying. Yeah. But like if you do hit him, you do have a better guard break game than him. So if you do get him to block enough times, it's really hard you can actually win that way. But other than that, the matchup is not a fun matchup. But honestly, those are probably the only 4 matchups that I think that Yoshimitsu loses outright. I can go into the winning matchups or I'll just go.
Yeah, just go into the order that you've written them down. So yeah, the 5/5s. Or I mean, just do however you want to do it. Actually, whatever's more comfortable. Okay. I mean, you've written it down in a nice little layout. Yeah. So the losing ones, the neutral, and then the winnings.
Okay. Cassandra's 5/5. Who's the bigger gorilla? She has better frame advantage, but you knock her down, and she has a hard time getting up versus Yoshimitsu. Also, one thing about this matchup is that Cassandra doesn't have very good fast horizontal mids that are unsafe, that are safe. So you can abuse step G versus her when she tries to wall rising B. You can whiff punish that and stuff like that, and get the knockdown with Yoshimitsu with like a 3BB and stuff like that. You kind of enforce your knockdown. Your soul charge is a little bit better than hers. Your soul is more explosive than hers, but her soul charge is more flexible, if that makes sense. I think that 100% even matchup. Yeah. Siegfried. This is a matchup that Yoshimitsu wins. Okay. And a lot of people ask me, why does he win this matchup? Why? It's Siegfried, bro. He's Dark Legacies and then blows you up. The thing about this matchup is there are a few key ways that Siegfried likes to keep you out. AGA, 3A4, A slide B, while rising B. Those are the 4 ways that Siegfried likes to keep you out, right? One of the best moves in the game, which I should probably talk about the 10 moves that before or after this. One of the best moves in the game, Med K, gets you underneath AGA and 3A4. So you don't have to worry about that. If you block A slide B, Yoshimitsu has an option select that beats 95% of the options, right? So it's like, whatever. You can't base hold your horizontals because all of Yoshimitsu's horizontals are body attacks. So it's like base holds out of the equation. You can counter hit him for that. While rising B is the only thing you have to be annoyed about, but like you have an I-10, So like you can actually just AA every single time. Range dependent. And it's really hard for him to sometimes make up the damage discrepancy. The only time it's really scary is when he has Dark Legacy, but like smart play allows you to play around Dark Legacy and the bubble with RI and stuff like that. Like for him to really use Dark Legacy with the stance mix up, he has to do the same thing that you do, and you can easily mash out of it. About that. I think Yoshimitsu wins slightly. It's not like 6-4 Yoshi, it's probably like 5.5 Yoshi. But this is definitely one of the matches that he wins. Zasalamel is interesting because like he pulls you in, and Yoshimitsu's just like, all right, bet. It's slightly in Yoshi's favor in my opinion. Yoshi has the frames to mass versus Zasalamel when other characters don't because he has an I-10. He also has very good defensive things versus Zasalamel. Zasalamel is a big boy, so certain combos work. Jumping over 2-way and flashing Zasalamel works almost every single time. So you can do some cool stuff like that. You just kind of Zasalamel pulls you into where he wants you to be, but you want to be there, and you just do 10 times better. His reverse ring out game is probably slightly better than yours, but your ring out game is more versatile.
Don't say that around up here.
I mean, it kind of is. The difference between these two characters is, and one of the reasons why I like to use Shark Attack when I do 4K, is that Yoshimitsu can actually put you in a position to where his reverse ring out game is actually threatening. Zasalamel has to like either get lucky or like you have to like combo him to the edge and have to like run over there and get over aggressive. Yoshimitsu 4Ks you and does Shark Attack, and if you don't get rung out, now like okay, my back's to the edge, and now you have to guess, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's kind of why I think that's one why I do that combo. Two, I think that it's just really good. And also like the way his new curse mechanics work with the CE, it's easier for you to stuff it out with the AA and stuff like that. And even if he does have two curses on you or a curse on you, because you have an I-10, he can't use the normal CE setups versus other characters because you have an I-10. Nightmare. A lot of people think that this is not in Yoshi's favor. It's even, 100% even. The guessing game in neutral, the guessing game is between Med K or Full Cross 3B. Because Full Cross 3B breaks armor and Med K does not break armor. Doing Med K versus this character is also kind of a risk, but like it's also just a guessing game. Is he gonna armor or do I have to hit this low? You know what I mean? It's really just like a 50-50 on both sides. So I think that makes it completely even. Nightmare does have a lot of damage, but like so do you. It's just the issue is that, and where this matchup kind of gets hard is where because Nightmare has some of the best, probably the best meter gain in the game. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your damage just to keep his meter down and just to keep your meter up, just to contend with soul charge or terror charge and stuff like that. That's where your decision making gets really tricky. But other than that, it's completely even. And I think most Nightmare players will agree with me there. Amy, another even matchup. So
really, okay,
yeah, this is actually even. The thing about this is, no matter what Amy does, she will probably never catch up to the damage that you can do with the half of a bar, right?
Okay.
Here's the thing: Red Rose Amy, like Red Rose Amy commands neutral, right? But like, when does Yoshimitsu ever command neutral in any matchup, right? It's really hard for Yoshimitsu to command neutral in matchups that aren't like Talon, right? Or like Taki, right? So you getting 4AA and being able to like keep me out doesn't really bother me. It's not really scary, right? It's not like an Ivy keep out. You're gonna have to come in eventually anyway, right?
True.
So it's like, and until she gets red roses, her punishment versus some of your stuff is actually just like garbage. You just play around. You just delay your stuff to play around her parries. Her mix-up game is not as volatile as yours. Her soul charge is not as volatile as yours. It's just that when she gets red roses, she's just kind of like, she just matches you. When you went, so this matchup is very interesting. When she has white rose, or no, when she has no roses, you win the matchup. When she has red roses, it's even. Which I don't understand why Amy players don't do white rose versus Yoshimitsu. I think White Rose is the way to go versus Yoshi, but a lot of people don't. Because White Rose doubles your parry windows, and it makes it so Yoshimitsu can't really mix you up. You can kind of cover yourself. Um, that being said, your damage still sucks, and if Yoshimitsu hits you, he still out damages you, right? So it's like one of those things where it's just like, it's just not. It's just kind of like pick your poison. So I definitely think the matchup is 100% even. Purple Rose Amy deletes Yoshi. I don't care what anybody says, but no one goes for Purple versus Yoshi. But I definitely think that the matchup is 100% even, in my opinion.
Heard it here first. Amy's not top 5. JK,
Amy is top
JK,
5.
JK, don't kill me.
She just has an even match with another top 5 character. To be. So this is where I'm gonna get crucified for this one.
Yeah, we've all seen your tier list, Boom, but we still love you.
Thank you. I love you guys too. I think that Yoshimitsu slightly wins this matchup. And here's why. His defensive capabilities are really good. Flash does a lot versus AGS. A lot of like 2B setups, you can actually just like be really creative with them, and you can do things like triple roll underneath and like seppuku her, or triple roll underneath to get a back throw. You can jump over her. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like I took like a whole day like exploiting this character. So I've done a lot of research as to why I think this character is good or bad. But her keep out game is not really that threatening versus Yoshimitsu. And like some of the stuff you can do versus her punishment is not the greatest versus like Med K and stuff like that. Your soul charge is way more explosive than hers. She has to do the same thing that you do with less damage. It's just not fun for 2B. She's got a good backstep, but fun fact, her backstep speeds and her backstep length changes depending on whether she is in yellow health or in blue health.
Really?
Unless, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very interesting. I definitely think 2B slightly loses this matchup. Does she play Nova Mage and he deletes Yoshi? Well, I never play Yoshi versus Nova Mage because I had a Perfect Raphael, and Raphael also deletes this character for free. And that was back when Yoshi couldn't roll. That was back when Yoshi couldn't roll the Soul Charge mix-up, so I didn't want to deal with that. But now that everyone can, I still think Yoshi does very well versus this matchup. Zhang Hua.
Oy.
So this matchup used to be in X's favor back when they thought that X didn't need to be nerfed. And now that she got nerfed for like God knows what reason, it's even. She requires you to use your stance game very differently though. This is also one of the matches where you want to keep out as well. There are OSs. She has a 10 frame crouch grab. There are OSs to punish her for doing the 10 frame crouch grab against like Flea K, which she can do. Her I-12C is really annoying, but you just force her to use Soul Charge, and it's great.
Wonderful.
But she can be kind of annoying because sometimes you if you don't have the life lead, you have to play into her face, and then she does 2-2B and like full crouch 3B, and it's just like wow. I wish these were steppable, or punishable, right? So it can be kind of annoying, but other than that, you out damage her. Her defensive capabilities are good, but like you out damage her normally, so it's 100% even. She does handle some of your stances well, but I still think it's even. Maxi. So I used to think that Yoshimitsu used to beat Maxi, but that has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's a completely even matchup now. I think the thing about this Maxi keep out game is actually really good. It's very good, right? But whenever he loops against you, he puts himself in a situation where he just might die. If you're able to counter hit confirm with Yoshimitsu, every time he loops and you guess right on like a Heaven's Guard or a neutral guard or a pure soul loop, he either if you guess right on PSL. He's 6B, A plus BG for 90 damage, and you're knocked down, and you have face down Oki with Yoshimitsu, which is very good. Or you can get 4A, A plus bead for 90 damage and an untechable knockdown. So it's like one of those things where like it's really like the Maxi just has to keep out and play super basic. Otherwise, Yoshi just kind of like runs over Maxi. But Maxi's keep out game is really good. 6A plus B is really good in this matchup. 6A plus B does really well versus like Med K and stuff like that too. 2-2A is really good in this matchup for Maxi. 4-4B is really good. It really does come down to reads and stuff like that. It's not it's not a very this or that kind of matchup, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this is very controversial, but it doesn't matter because that's what I'm here for.
Of course.
If you are bad versus Sophidia with Yoshimitsu, then your neutral game is probably trash. This matchup is like a pure neutral based matchup. 100% even in my opinion. It's all neutral. This is one of the matchups where you have to like this is one of the matchups that tests your ability to set up mental frame advantage and test your ability to understand what's going on in your opponent's head. Otherwise, Sophia runs over you. She 1Ks you and then runs away. And then you have to like understand like, okay, just because she 1Ks me doesn't mean that I'm losing. It's just something to annoy me, right? This is really one of those matchups where you just have to like be patient, use your neutral, and everything's fine. You out damage her when she doesn't have like soul charge. Your soul charge is more explosive. Her soul charge is more oppressive, right? But I still think it's 100% even. She stabs you a lot, which is like okay, but like it's not really like as deferring as like some other characters punishes. But yeah, 100% even. You can do some cool spin stuff versus her. Soul charge 4A plus B stuff. It's really cool. 4A plus B, yeah. Astaroth. Probably I think this is 5.5. You just mash and he has trouble dealing with it. Yoshimitsu's range is surprisingly good enough to deal with Astaroth. Yoshimitsu can pick his lethal hit depending on if Astaroth wants to throw. Astaroth keeps up with you when damaged, but like you never really Astaroth knockdown is actually really difficult to kind of get up. Medk is very good here, beats armor and stuff like that. I think. But like in this match, we actually want to match BB instead of AA because Astaroth has very good tech crouching stuff that allows him to go under your AA and make your life sad. But overall, you just kind of like just go ham versus characters. Punishment's not the greatest, so you can just kind of like put your mouth in a water fountain and go ham. We talked about Ivy. We don't like that character. Tira.
There are very few people who do.
Facts. So, okay. So here's my matchup spread on Tira. I think it's 5-5, and I think we beat Gloomy Tira, but we lose to Jolly Tira. No, I think we beat Jolly Tira, but lose to Gloomy Tira, which I think makes that 5-5. I think Gloomy Tira is just annoying enough to where like we have to get in, but once we get in, it's just like, all right, she can't really do that much. Her punishment is kind of it's not really the greatest. But that's for Jolly Tira. But for Gloomy Tira is like, oh, I messed up, I'm dead. Oh, like I whiffed, I'm dead. Oh, her punishment game all of a sudden becomes very godlike, right? It's actually just ridiculous. Her backwalk isn't really the most annoying thing. Simply because she doesn't really have any good threatening ways to stop you from approaching. If you just step, sure she tries to taunt farm you, but like if you sit at a range where it makes it scary for her to continue to taunt, then I think it's actually fine. But yeah, if she's in Jolly, you out damage her. Gloomy and Coda is very scary. Your soul charge is way more explosive than hers, or it can be. But yeah, I think it's 100% even.
So just for me, because I'm not a big fan of the Tira being able to cancel the taunt into, basically baiting you in. What do you do as a Yoshi to kind of like what range would you say would be best for you to stay at to stop her just taunting constantly and baiting you in and then counter hitting you or stepping you and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I think the range that you kind of want to be at is like right here, right? Because for Yoshi, that means Medk reaches, right? And she has to commit to something that's so far away, right? Even if she stands there, I mean, I can full cross 3K as well, right? You know, I can also 4B her. I can also react something. But also, one of the things you should be doing as just like not as a Yoshi main, but also a player in general, is to make your movement like sporadic when you're approaching. So one of the things I like to do a lot is just that, right? Just the forward backstep, right? Because if I do this, right? If I forward dash, right? Now it's like, oh shoot, he forward dash. I can do whatever. I can do literally whatever. Like if I forward dash, I can forward dash BB. I can forward dash Sisters K. I can forward dash B side A. You know, I have a lot of stuff at my disposal, right? But if I, you know, backdash, then technically I did to her what she was trying to do to me, which was bait her, right? And then you know what happens when we do that? We just use our terrible CE. Right? But yeah, that's the kind of range I like to be in. I like to do stuff like this. Like just because somebody's like baiting you with a taunt doesn't mean that you can't bait them back. You know.
Okay.
And I think that goes for everybody, not just for Yoshimitsu players in general. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't mind me. Carry on.
No, you're good. Hilda. I think it's 5-5. So I actually gotta remember what I wrote down in this matchup because I think this was interesting. So the matchup goes like this, right? If she's charging A, then you just kind of mash in her face because she doesn't really have a 2-way to stop you. If she's charging B, you can still kind of mash, but like just don't whiff. If she's not charging at all, you kind of like out damage her and knock her down. The issue with Hildy is this, right? Her movement is so good, her backstep is so good that like she just if she ever wants to reset neutral, she just goes 6-6K, and you're like, okay, great,
yeah.
time to get back in, right? And then 6-6K coupled with a 6-6 A plus B hold and stuff like that makes it really annoying to approach. But once you get in and she starts scrapping with you, it's actually very easy to scrap with her because her frame advantage doesn't really exist outside of a few moves and normals that are just normally slow. But other than that, like the match was completely even. Once you're in, you're in. Until she sisters cage you out. The mirror match is the mirror match. The mirror match is the winner of this. Okay, I can actually talk about this mirror match because it's actually interesting.
Hey.
Usually the winner of the mirror match has the better anti-Yoshi defense, which means the better usage of flash, the better usage of spin, and the better defensive knowledge, but also the better mix-ups too. I hate fighting Yoshimitsu. As a Yoshimitsu player, I hate fighting the mirror. I hate fighting Yoshimitsu. And I think a lot of people hate fighting Yoshimitsu, right? Just because you play the character doesn't mean you know how to guess right?
True.
And that's what Yoshi makes you do. You just guess. But they both want to be at the same range. Flash is very good versus Yoshimitsu. For some reason, I don't know why Flash is very good. Because it does well against versus Med K. Post Med K, and stuff like that. And then Shark Attack is actually very good this matchup if you want to beat like Full Crouch 3K or Dragonfly K. It's actually really good. So it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that. Sorry, I know that people dislike playing the Yoshi mirror, but it's just so much fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, but like every Yoshi player that plays the mirror is like stressing, bro. They're stressing. K111K. Yeah, I think this matchup's in Yoshi's favor. It used to be even, but it's hard to keep up. It's hard for Kill to keep up with the damage and stuff like that. You really only need one knockdown. He's got trouble punishing stuff like 1K at tip range because his wall rising K is just like messed up for some reason. And so there are some lows that you can abuse that he just cannot punish. It's really stupid. One fun thing about this matchup is you can punish wall rising. You can punish wall rising B if you're close enough with 4B. Not a lot of people know that. When he soul charges, you can soul charge as well, and he only has pillars to hit you out of the air if you super dragonfly. It's just not fun for Killick. Killick has to chase you. Killick can like do well, but like Killick really has to overcommit in this matchup for this to be like really annoying. It's just so hard for Killick. You can also talk about Grow, which oh boy, this matchup is pretty easy. You hit AA, then you do it again. Then you do it again.
Easy clap.
It's not. Grow has a tough time dealing with your AA because his tech crouches are trash. His tech crouches are trash. You can actually flash and spin a lot of stuff versus Grow. If he's keeping you out, he doesn't have the damage to keep up with you once you get that initial hit. His punishment game versus like your full crouch 3K and your Dragonfly K is like kind of meh. So it's like it's just really hard for Grow to get anything started. Yeah. Cervantes, so I used to think that this was in Yoshi's favorite, but I think it's completely even. Though you have to put this matchup very differently. Yoshimitsu has to get the life lead and run all the way away. Like run all the way away from Cervantes. That's really kind of how it is. You have to make Cervantes overcommit in this matchup, otherwise he just like bullies you. If he gets the life lead, he can just kind of like backstep, and it's pretty much it's like who gets the life lead first, and then like whoever has to approach probably loses the match. That's kind of the matchup in a nutshell. If
Very
you are,
straightforward.
yeah, if you are of the ballsy variety, every time you get A6'd, you can mash because he cannot supposed to be lethal hit you because you have an I-10 AA, right? But he can do other things.
I-10 privilege.
Yeah, so you can mash. That is one of the things you can do. So just keep that in mind. Haomaru, I think it's pretty even. I forgot to put him on the thing that I gave you, but I think it's pretty even. His movement's very good, but like once you mix him up and knock him down, it's kind of struggles. His post med K stuff is pretty whack. He doesn't really have a good post med K options, I don't think. His sequences are kind of annoying, which means he can kind of just like out damage you for no reason, just because he's a Sam Show character. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Get in, mix him up, do your thing, call it a day. It's hard to catch his backstep, but he's not as oppressive as like Ivy or like Girl or Mitsu. Tell him 5-5. Flash is your saving grace here. Whenever she tries to mix you up, Flash. Whenever she sees you on block, Flash. Whenever you're scared, Flash. Keep her out at all times. It's better to use raw stances versus her because her post med K game, post med K on block game is very good. So you want to keep her. You want to use raw stances versus her. Stop from doing that. But other than that, it's very straightforward. Flash, 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 flash. Run away, run away, run away. Knock her down. Knock her down. If you do knock her down and do like decide to get, if you do get like Dragonfly K working and stuff like that, her punishes after blocking stuff is not the greatest. So that's something you can abuse as well. Talked about Mitsu, talked about Geralt, talked about Taki as well.
Saving grace of humanity.
Yes. 5-5. I think I've been convinced that this matchup is actually 5-5. You just have to understand where he is. If he's in sword stance, just play small caliber. You have a low, he doesn't. Pretty easy for you to kind of play small caliber versus him in sword. In axe, you just mash your face off, brother. If you don't, brother and sister, you don't mash your face off when he's in axe. You just go ham. In spear, I really don't know what to do in spear except that I just like do a lot of highs in spear because I don't like getting hit by spear B plus K. But also you can kind of mash too. You just kind of got to be wary of spear B plus K. He also likes to do when people are in spear though. They do like to duck for the I-12 launcher dump or whatever like that. So you can manipulate that, but you just gotta be careful with spear B plus K. Yeah. Other than that, just like when he's in the sword, you can't do anything unsafe because he just punishes you for like half your life, or or not half your life. He punishes you and just mixes you up. But every other thing is fine really. You gotta play super safe, super compact when you need to and stuff like that. It requires a matchup that requires you to like actually like look into it. Sungmina. This is a matchup that Yoshimitsu wins.
Wait, what?
Yes, Yoshimitsu wins this matchup. The big thing about Sungmina is that she can't really deal with tech jumping moves, right? And I'll show you one of the best tech jumping moves in the entire game. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
We're all waiting for this thing that she can't deal with.
You're gonna be like, This is the dumbest thing ever.
I'm excited. That means no Yoshi has can ever complain against Mina again, right? That's what that means.
You ready for this? Ready for this? Ready for
Uh-huh.
this? You ready for this move? You ready?
Uh-huh.
That's it. You do this. Sometimes you do this. And sometimes you do this. That's the matchup. You just literally I was playing Kashi and literally I just ran up, got the knockdown, did it again, got the knockdown, did it again. Oh, this time you full Kashi K. Oh, what do you do now? Up this. What does she do? What does she do? She has to 2A you, because that's her panic button. Oh no, you 2A'd me? Well, it's tech jumps. So it's like, and then it's like, okay, and it's like, all right, so let's do this, right? So it's like, what about the numbers, Boom? What about the numbers, right? What about the numbers?
What about the numbers? What about them? I
So-
see them everywhere, Boom.
So technically, if my calculations are correct, that doesn't work, right? But then, use 9K, and it works either way.
Damn.
Or you get level 3 GI, you know? Or if you're a godlike, you flash lethal hitter. It's ridiculous. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, what if she does like her other panic move, right? Which, you know, let's look at her other panic move, right?
Full crouch 1KK or 5K?
No,
Yeah, 5K.
Let's just have her 5K, bro. Let's just have her 5K, right? You ready? You ready? Oh no, man, you 5K'd me. Oh man, bro. Shouldn't have did that, bro. Dang, man.
But what if she 2A's you out of your 2-on-4 A Boom?
Oh no, I take what? 12 damage? Oh no, dude. Ah! The one thing that she can do though
Uh-huh.
is that.
Oh yeah.
But what? Thanks, game.
God, I'm dying.
What is this? 3BK. X.
So there you go. That's the Mina matchup. 6K.
It's punishable.
What was the other one? I've already forgotten.
This is K, 9K.
6K, 9K. That was it. Yeah.
You punish that every time.
And 3K.
If you're cheeky, you can spin it. You can't flash it. But yeah, that's the matchup in a nutshell. Another thing in this matchup you can do, if she ever whiffs 1B, you can shark attack. And no matter whether you go over it or underneath it, it will lethal hit every single time.
Yeah,
So,
I love that
that's
shock attack.
That's that matchup in a nutshell.
Oh no, Wish. You should still hate Mina so much. Just because Boom says he wins the matchup.
You should definitely hate Mina. But that is something that, but yes,
Okay, fair
that is
enough.
one of the things that I think is interesting. Raphael.
From
So-
one to another.
Yeah. Yoshimitsu used to win this matchup back in season 1, but now it's 100% even. And I guess it just shows something that a lot of people don't know or forgot, because it's been a while since we've had to fight Raphael, because his character used to be unplayable.
Yeah, completely unplayable.
Quote unquote.
No, completely unplayable. Needed the season 2 buffs.
So we used to be able to BBB everything that he did when he went into prep, right? So the reason why this matchup is even is because Raph wants to chase you, but like Yoshimitsu doesn't really have to like care about that, because Yoshimitsu's not running away from Raph. Yoshimitsu wants to stay in this range, right? And this is the range where Raphael struggles, right? Because any wrong step, he just dies, right? Cool thing about this is that 4K goes underneath prep A
Yeah.
for no reason.
STCs, boy. STCs.
You're like, but Boom, quick parade, bro. Yeah, we don't really care about quick parade. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think also
What about reversal edge?
Who's reversal edge?
Rafs, if you 4K and then Raf
Oh yeah,
reversal edge.
then I'm screwed.
Okay. I was gonna say I thought 44K might have beaten
Well,
every option.
he has to hold it actually.
Yeah, but like, is it 44K is not RE safe, right? He can, yeah,
Correct. It's not already safe.
yeah.
But yeah, you can't really med K this person, but like you really shouldn't, because this is one of the matchups where like you actually kind of want to scrap in neutral, and like this range is like 1K, 3A, because you have a better up close game than Raph, right? Raph only has a better up close game than you when he's in prep, right? Because Raph struggles when he has to do things like this, right? So once again, 1K, 66B, 66K. If you expect a quick break and do 4A, stuff like that. 4A is +4 on hit, fun fact. But yeah, 100% 5-5. When quick break, before quick break happened, it was 6-4 Yoshi. So yeah.
All right then. Learning something new every day.
Yeah, and then the last one, Valdo. Valdo is interesting. It's 5-5. Valdo has the best I-10 AA in the game, with blind stance AA being I-10 +4 on hit. For those that don't know about that, but pretty much this matchup is really even. In front stance, he kind of keeps you out with like 2-2A and 4-4A and 2BB and stuff like that. But when you use a blind stance, if you mash your 6-6K, which is hard for him to step and makes him block, it's really kind of easy for you to kind of do stuff. And if you make him block med K, it's really hard for him to kind of get you off of him, because his only panic button, like Mina, is 2A and standing K. His punishment is not the greatest when it comes to things like blocking Dragonfly K and even full cross 3K. So you kind of abuse dumb stuff versus him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for all the characters and stuff like that. So
Yeah, all the matchups. Well, there you go.
yeah.
We've got some spicy takes, some not so spicy takes, but you know, that's why we get people like Boom on to give us their impressions and their opinions.
Yeah.
But now on to our penultimate section before we get into any questions that you may have. Like I said before, if you have any questions that haven't been covered in the tutorial, please put them in the chat and I'll ask Boom them before we actually get to the end of the stream. However, like I said, penultimate section, adjustments, buffs, nerfs, and changes. What do you think Yoshi needs to have removed? What do you think he needs to have buffed, put back in from older games, etc, etc, etc. Let's go.
Okay. This is probably the most fun part of the stream. I get to talk about what I really think about the character, and what is important. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually his meter stealing mechanic. His meter stealing mechanic is not worth it. I think that it should either give us more meter, or we should take more meter, right? Let me give you an example. Why does Yoshimitsu have more meter after that combo than he did before the combo? That shouldn't be a thing.
Oh, you mean
right?
the opponent Yoshimitsu, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
And we don't even get a full quarter of a bar, right? I think we should make it to where, like, if Yoshimitsu, like on a single hit attacks, right? It barely makes a difference, right? Like on a single hit attacks, you know, we actually take meter. But like, these are so risky to throw out, and like so little reward, it's not really worth it, right? So like, either allow us to take more meter from our opponent, or give us more meter to compensate. And then make this do something. What is this lethal hit? Make this do something. It's such a garbage lethal hit. It's not even fun.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's just I think that's just whack. The next one should be kind of straightforward. This is the worst CE in the game. Please give us an actual CE, like, or at least make it to where like you can't option select and step this every single time after it's hit. Please give us an actual CE. Give us like an I-20. It could be I-20, right? If you were like ninjas, that'd be fine, right? Just give us something that's not I 7,892 can't be stepped even while stepping. And just give us an actual CE, bro.
Say again, Boom. What kind of CE do you want?
I want something. I want it to be I-20. just give us an actual CE. All
Wonderful.
I want. All right. I think
beautiful.
the next one I think is going to be kind of controversial, but kind of not. Make A plus B jail on normal hit. Right? There's no reason why I should spend half of a bar to become minus 16. Okay. Let me give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. This should jail. Why?
Oh, right, yeah.
Why? That should not be a thing. That should not be a thing. I should be able to be, if you're gonna make my AA -4 on hit and give me an extension to use it, it should at least, if I'm gonna use half a bar, at least allow me to be more versatile with it, right? Make it so that, like, if I want plus frames as Yoshimitsu and I want to use it off my AA, make it so that I can actually do that. Not like, oh, did he RI it? Oh no! Oh, he didn't RI it? Cool. You know, like at least just give me, like, if I'm gonna spend the bar, reward me for spending the bar. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be like, you know, or my bad. It shouldn't be like I messed it up, but it shouldn't be this way. That should not be a thing.
But would you say that exchange is worth it for the person who RI'd?
No, because they're plus 16 in my face. I don't want that. Okay, what's so scary about Yoshi being plus 2 in your face anyway? Nothing. But like, if I'm minus 16 and you get a free mix-up attempt, bro.
Just gotta back away slowly out of that question.
Sure, they're using bar to counter hit the counter, but they're getting 14 extra frames. 14 extra frames to mix me up, bro. Like, dog. Okay, so let's say I reach the eye back, I could die. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I don't reach the eye back, I could die. Let's say I'm fighting like Nightmare, bro, and he RIs that. Do I sit here and get AGA'd and lose, you know, and have him gain like 1/4 or 3/4 of a bar, or do I, like, you know, re-GI and also have him gain 3/4 of a bar? You know, it's not a decision that I like to make. That is actually it just shouldn't be a thing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm calming down. Forgive me.
It's fine. Okay. We understand you're passionate about your character. We understand.
Yes. And now that I'm officially a Yoshi man again, I'm passionate about this character.
Exactly.
Okay. Next thing I think is important is this that I will show you. Actually, no. This pisses me off every time I see it.
Okay.
Why is he back turned after that? Why is it possible that you can roll left versus Yoshi and not be scared? That should not be a thing. That should not be a thing. That's for every character, I think. Every character can do that, right? So let's say, you know, let's go ahead and use a let's go ahead and give you a common situation, right?
I think all Yoshi mains in chat right now are simultaneously dying with you inside.
Yes. Let's give you a common situation, right? I think this works. Bro, my Oki! It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. Why? What's the point? What? Like, bro, that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, I agree.
A fun fact, though. You want to see something dumb?
Sure. Yeah.
He's plus. Even if you do that, he's plus. But he's plus all back turn, which is stupid. But
yeah,
it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't. I don't think it's a very good useful thing. It doesn't make sense. What else? In Yoshimitsu, you have nothing else to catch rolls. So I think it's really.
It's got 2K, bad. Bro. What are you talking about?
Oh no, my oh damn, it's 2K, hooray! But yeah, okay. The big one you're probably wondering is, what do I think about Yoshimitsu's ring out game? It's probably what you guys are all wondering. Um, and
Drum roll.
yeah, I think that. Hold on, where is it? I think that his front ring out game is actually fine. I think this. Oops. I think this. I think that into whatever. I think that's fine. I think that is 100% okay.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to this, though, I think that needs to be fixed. I think it needs to be changed. I do think that we should make A plus 4A plus B. Either make it so that we cannot move, or make it so that it gives us a different launch angle. I think that is actually just. I think the issue is not in 2-2B. The issue is in 4A plus B. 2-2B is fine. He still needs 2-2B. But 4A plus B is the thing that's not fine. 4A plus B is the thing that makes things fall apart, right? Because it's not just 2-2B he gets this off of. He can also do Raw Rising B and get off of it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think the issue is 4A plus B, not 2-2B, not Raw Rising B. That's my TED talk on the 4A plus B. They're like, we fixed 4A plus B, and then it's like, oh well, did you really fix it? Because this does a 90 damage combo for an I-14 horizontal starter that by the way, if you block this, I'm +8. So
Yeah, but you also get out of Yoshi's effective range, right? Like, you're pushed back far enough that, and
Yeah,
also
but
depending on the character.
Yeah, but I mean, what if there's a wall behind you?
True, but then that's positioning as well, right? Like, so there's an argument against that. Also, just playing devil's advocate, just trying to be the voice of reason in the stream.
I respect that.
But yeah, I can
also,
see how you could be frustrated with 4A plus B being like the problem because of the ring out capacity.
Right. I do think the issue. I think when it comes to Yoshi, and I think one of the things that I think the developers, I think they don't know what they want to do with this character, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we don't want to give Yoshimitsu neutral tools, but then we give him A slide B, which gives him a soul steal and counter hit on launch. We don't want Yoshimitsu to be focused on like doing ring outs, but then like here this goes. Here's this where he just carries you all the way across the screen for literally no reason. You know what I mean? It's like you want Yoshimitsu to be focused on stances, and his stance stuff is like dumb oppressive. I really think that makes any sense. We want Yoshi to not have frame advantage, but like, chat, everyone, can you tell me how plus KND stands? How plus does KND stand for? Someone tell me how plus is KND, right? And like people are like, oh, well, like, yeah, like oh, if he's -4, but like if I system KU, you're negative whatever you want to be. You know what I mean? It doesn't really make any sense. Full crouch 3K. It's like I don't know. They really don't know what they want to do with this character. That kind of makes me mad. I wish they gave him a clear direction and a clear design. Like, and then his soul steal, they gave him this cool soul stealing mechanic, but it's just garbage. So like, what are they gonna do with it, right?
So what would you, the Yoshi extraordinaire, want his playstyle to be focused on? Out of the things that he has, what would you prefer it to be that they double down on?
I prefer they double down on making him meter intensive and soul charge intensive. And that way his mix is way more scarier. You can take away a lot of the neutral tools, and if I'm able to like have a bar, if I'm able to do this and get like half a bar and be like, all right, let's play. I think that'd be really cool. I think they need to make him. I think they should make him more mix oriented. Make his stance stuff more oppressive, because it is kind of hard sometimes getting in and just sitting here and being able to guard and get someone to guard in your face, right? Especially in the environment that we have. But even offline, it's very hard to do that. And offline, full crouch 3K isn't as good. So I think giving him more effective mix where the opponent has to guess, or making him control the opponent's meter, will be sick. I just want him to be more trickier, and more fun to play. Besides, full crouch 3K. Oh, let's go. What's the mix? Oh, you don't. I just think he. Just want him to be more fun and more interactive and stuff like that. So I think making him take more meter and gain more meter, and doing that towards the soul charge, which I think is completely fine, by the way. I think his soul charge is 100% fine. It should not be touched at any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I think that's what I would do, is orient him towards a mix. And then also, what I really want is to give him a GI in all his stances. In med, he has the parry, which is fine, but we should give him a dragonfly parry and like a flea parry. Give him like a GI. It could be an RI or whatever. Give him something in his. If you're gonna make him stance focused, give him something to defend himself in these stances, right?
I think I've said this to Wish a couple of times, that I love Yoshi's stance transitions in his stance game. It'd be great if they doubled down on that and gave him more tools out of them. But his neutral was his damage was his ring out was you know.
Yeah. It's like they want this guy to be they're like, oh, we want you to focus on this, but then they left the neutral tools that he has. We don't want you to do ring outs, but it's like we want you to not be so mix up heavy. But like we give you like plus on block stance transitions. We want you to your neutral game to be whack, but then give us things like A slide B, or A6, or 4KB, or med K. It's just like what are they doing? Give us that, and then I think one cool thing that would be cool is give him back the timing stuff from Caliber 4. Give him back that RNG element. That was really cool. Being able to time unblockables when the clock hit a certain number was really sick. Being able to do things like that, having the moves from Tekken, I think they should give that back to him. But yeah, other than that, I think he's not in a bad spot. I think he can do. I think he could be a little bit better. He could also be a little bit worse, but I think he's not in a bad spot. I don't think frame advantage is the issue. I just think that the developers need to just pick a direction with Yoshi. That's really all I think. Once they pick a direction, I think it'll be fine, but they just haven't picked a direction yet.
Okay. Sweet. So that's everything for your buffs, nerfs, changes, and adjustments?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So, because of the requests from the chat, we now actually have 2 more sections to go rather than 1. However, we will go to the conclusion first, because I think the combos that were requested, I think would be hilarious to watch you try and would make some great extra content, if you'll be okay with that, Boom.
Sure.
Amazing. Wonderful. So first we're going to talk about the conclusion of everything that has happened over the past almost 2 hours. Give us your overall thoughts on the Yoshimitsu.
Overall, I think this character is really good. I think this character is very hard to play. I think this character has some interesting concepts that you have to learn, like RCCing and counter hit confirming. But once you learn that, the character becomes really fun. I think this character is definitely a character that allows you have to use your brain, despite people say. He's a very deep character. Using flash properly, using your movement properly, using your spin properly, using things like that properly. It really takes a lot to really get the max amount of effort out of this character, the max amount of usage out of this character. And I think that's the character that makes him fun and never makes him boring. He's very well rounded, ironically. His mix up game is cool, his wall damage game is cool, his ring out damage is cool. If you want a character that's actually a challenge, I think you should pick Yoshimitsu. He's definitely the reason why I keep playing this game and has saved me from a couple things. So I definitely think this character is very, very worth it to play, and very, very worth it to check out. He's in a very good spot right now competitively, and not a lot of people play him. Ironically, there's like 5 high-level Yoshimitsus, and then it's like a couple more Yoshimitsus after that. He's actually not as popular as people think. So I think that's a really cool that's cool. I like characters that are like unpopular, so that really just helps me play him. And he's a samurai ninja looking thing. Can I geek out real quick, bro?
He's a ninja.
Yeah, well, I love ninjas. So one of the coolest things is that like his 6K, the name of that move is ballerina kick. But then like if you brave edge it, it becomes Thundercloud Rider. Like, bro, that's so sick. Like, come on. Like, this character's dope.
Some of the other move names that we found, Boom.
Oh yeah.
Well, not that we found, obviously, but the juxtaposition of some of the move names are
he has,
just beautiful.
He's got like what is it? He's got like Thundercloud Rider spectral blade, and then he has like things that are just dumb, like side blow, or where was it, like
give him a cheeky
slap
side
you
blow.
silly, parting grass. He's got like flashing steel, right? And then he has like, what was the move? He has reverse drizzle. Like, come on, bro. Snowflake, yeah, he's got Snowflake too. Like, it's actually just like this character is just amazing. Like, you can't like
can't put a price on the fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this character's sick, dude. Like, this character is so sick. And you will always have fun playing this character, whether you know what you're doing or not. So.
Oh, also avoiding the puddle. You can't forget about avoiding the puddle.
Yeah, avoiding the puddle. Shark attack, ninja sun flare.
Ninja sombrero. Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting because so this is ninja sun flare, but when he CEs, he's not even doing the move that he's saying. He's doing a different move. He's doing Ghost Thief Funeral. It's whack.
It's whack, but it's awesome.
Yeah, like, yeah, see? Ghost Thief Funeral. Like, anyways, I'm done geeking out.
Yeah, but we love it when you do. All right, so usually at this point we would end the stream and do the outro. However, Boom has some combos to do. And I believe I sent you the combos that the chat requested you do into the Discord, into the DM. So we're going to see how many attempts it takes him to do these. I'm going to take some bets. You don't get anything except for the pride of guessing how bad Boom is at this game and his combos.
Oh, gosh.
So just before we get into the combos, thank you everybody for watching. We're still not done, like I said. To answer the couple of questions that have been in the stream, yes, these will be uploaded to YouTube. Thank you, Dom, for hitting that command. They will be uploaded to my personal YouTube, but like I always say, if you want to take if the content creators that I feature on this and the competitors that I feature on this want to take stuff from the stream, the VOD, or from the YouTube video, please feel free to and use it in your own content, because this isn't solely for me, this is for the community. And hopefully we get Evo announcements to bring people back, and then I would additionally hope that these things are what people refer to when they go searching for individual character tips. But anyway, let's get into it.
Before we do the combos, can I give like 10 moves that people can use?
Oh yeah, sorry, of course, I forgot you were gonna do that. The 10 moves.
Yeah, you're good. Well, I'll give you 20 because it'll be real quick. I promise.
20 moves, gotcha.
Med K, probably one of Yoshimitsu's best moves. Horizontal tech crouching, check jumping mid that counter hits on last hit. Really good move to use. 1K is a real good low. It's minus 14 on hit, or minus 14 on block and 0 on hit. Really good to set up your opponent to do stuff like that. 3A series, I-14 horizontal mid that you can hit confirm into 3AB and 3AA. Really good move. 6BB, door knocker. 6BB A plus B. It's really good because your opponent knows.
Yeah.
6BB is one of the things that allows you to test your opponent, and if they duck, you get frame advantage for it. It's really cool. 2B is really good because it's surprisingly far. It breaks guard. It does 9%. It hits grounded. It does whatever you want. You can hold it for an unblockable. It's a really good move. 2B, well, you know, it's a I-12 tech crouching mid that tracks steps sometimes and gives you a reverse ring out. Really, really, really good. Horizon B, safe counter hit launcher. Safe for the most part. That is really good. Plus 10 on normal hit as well, so you can kind of do things like BB and they can't step it. It's really cool. 4KB, also I-18 punish, allows you to get in. Plus 2 on hit. Very good. Neutral tool. This is K. I-16 mid that tracks to one side, knocks down, breaks guard, breaks armor. Really stupid move. Full cross 3K. Okay, next move. 9K. Wall splatting, tech jumping mid. That's really good. Full cross 3K. I don't feel like I have to say anything about that. So, 9K tech crouching, tech jumping mid. That's really good. Wall splats, safe. Doesn't track though, unfortunate. Also, I think BBB is really good. Yoshi has one of the best BBs in the game, confirmable. And also, if they do not have meter, a wall splats for a mini combo. I have 10 more stance moves. Oh wait, no, I have one more move.
Go for it.
4BB, really good counter hit. Tool that allows you to do literally whatever you want. wall splash, something like this. Yeah, you get the gist. I have a few stance moves for you. 10 stance moves. 1 Med K. It's so good. I listed it twice. Yeah, I think I listed it twice. And I think I listed it 3 times actually. Flea B, safe launcher that is safe and launches. Safe launches are great. Dragonfly K, -16 on block, but it's a low that sometimes tracks both sides and is +8 on hit, which is really good. Fun fact about Dragonfly K is that you can recover crouching, or you can recover standing. Right. So if you hold down, you recover crouching. If you don't hold anything, you go standing. So really cool thing. Flea 6A plus on block horizontal high that combos on counter hit or gives you a combo on normal hit as well. Really good move to stop people from stepping Flea B, which can be stepped. Dragonfly B, plus on block vertical mid that gives you a combo on normal hit. Really good. Flea K when it works is really good. 16 guard damage plus on block move that goes into a stance. Really good. Flea A plus B I think is really good. It's really niche, but it's really good. +4 gives you soul steal, gives you good Oki. Dragonfly A, I don't rate this as high as I should, but it's really good. -12 horizontal mid move that gives you untechable knockdown. Really good move. And then the last one that I have is Dragonfly A plus B. Your fastest move out of Dragonfly gives you a combo on counter hit. Really good. Okay, that's all the moves that I have.
Hey,
What are the
speed
combos
round.
that I have to do?
First one is 66k wall splat, 6A plus B flea, 6A plus B, flea hold B, 2 slide AB, 66k wall splat, wall rising AA plus B, dragonfly B.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay. One thing, 6A plus B, I think it's good, but for like beginner moves, I don't think it's that good. Wait, I just dropped the combo because I was reading your nonsense. I'm actually starting to use 6A plus B less.
Boom,
That
boom,
one-
boom, boom.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy.
There you go. Damn, Guido getting called out. That was a combo that Guido wanted you to do. So there you go.
All
Done.
right.
Next one. 5k wall splat, med K, dragonfly A wall splat, 6A plus B, flea hold B, dick punch or 2 slide AB, wall rising B, 9k, A6, 3B.
What the heck is this
Ooh,
combo?
the drop.
Oops. There it is.
Hey, nice. GG's.
The Super Dragonfly just frame?
Super Dragonfly
GI?
K just frame. GI.
Bro, whoa, what the
Flash A plus
You
B.
think that a robot or something? I can barely get this. Oh, well, I lied.
That was Wish, by the way. That was Eyelash Wish. Of course.
I knew it.
I think Neon's just dropped in with another one. If you want to try and do that one instead.
Oops. I'll clip that one for you, Eyelash. There you go.
There you go. There you go. He'll do it off stream, and
Yeah, I'll clip
and then
that for
clip
you
it
because
for it.
that requires a lot of Actually, no. Hold on. Hold on. I actually think I could do this.
All right. Damn. Taking bets on how long it takes Boom to do this. All right.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Everyone needs to be quiet.
There.
Hey,
There you go. There you go.
Does that count? I guess
Does
that counts.
Does that count? Does that count?
Yeah, it counts. Okay, there you go.
Alright, I mean, that was crazy. The lethal hit aka A plus B is door knocker is not a true combo. That is the one combo that you can air control out of.
There you go. Damn, Guido again. This is why I got Boom on instead.
No. But yeah, the door knocker on that one is air controllable. Yeah, it's air controllable.
Right.
I can try to show you, but I don't know.
I mean, if you wanna give it a go, I'm not gonna say no.
Oh gosh, I hate this combo with the
and make the character air control.
That's not even it. What am I doing? I'm such a scrub.
Such a scrub.
Make them air control.
Yeah, this is almost impossible, right?
There you go. See?
There, yeah. I mean, the run up into door knocker is pretty rough anyway.
Yeah.
Damn, the consistency. Boom those combos. Oh, never mind.
I know. Some combos I know how to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right. I'm gonna make him do one more, and then I'm gonna stop because I feel like this is being mean. The one that Wish has just asked you to do: 2-2B, 4A plus B, 4B plus K times 2, 2B plus K, A plus K.
Oh, okay, I see Lolo. 2-2B, 4A plus B, 4B plus K twice, 2B plus K.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had it!
Oh, so close! Ah, so close! I believe.
What the?
This is one of Wishes, by the way.
Of course!
This is Seppuku setups.
No!
Oh, so close!
There. What? Nope. I'm not doing that anymore. Nope. Nope. Not doing that anymore. Nope.
Oh my god!
Nope. I refuse. I 100% refuse. I 100% refuse. Nope. You will not curse me with that. You will not curse me for that. Nope. I refuse. Nope. Nope.
Somebody clip that, please. That was the most beautiful thing I've seen in a while.
Tilted.
Oh.
Actually tilted.
Okay. Right, thank you, Boom, for coming on. It's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Man, I don't really know what to say anymore. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming to the stream. It's been great. We've had about, I think we are at the peak right now of 56 viewers. So thank you so much for the raids. Thank you so much for the subs. Thank you so much for all the new follows as well. I do have to make a little disclaimer though. Yes, this channel focus, blah, my brain. I think I'm dead from that whiff. This channel focuses on FGs, definitely. But it won't be the only thing that I play. So if you are following in hopes of only fighting game content, then you will be disappointed. I play single player games as well. I'm just putting that out there, but mostly it's Soulcalibur 6 and fighting games in general. So thank you, Boom, again for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you on every single time I interact with you, whether it's when I'm commentating for Boominati, whether or not I'm just having a chat with you. It's always incredible. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for having me on. It's actually really fun. It showed me that there's a lot more I need to learn about this character, and there's a lot that I know. So it's fun. It's fun to do.
Oh, for sure. Definitely fun to watch as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to support the channel, please click that subscribe button to get updates every time I upload, but I also stream on Twitch and have a Twitter account. If you'd like to follow both of those, the links are on your screen and down in the description. Take care and stay safe.